Hello everyone, in this video tutorial we are going to learn about usage of this keyword in Java programming. So how to use this keyword in Java and in how many ways we can use it. Probably we will be learning for accessing current class instance and invoking current class methods. So in two ways we are going to learn about how to access the current class instance variable using this keyword, and again how to invoke the current class method using this keyword. Fine. So let us go to part 1 or the scenario 1 where we can access the current class members using this keyword or current class instance using this keyword. So let me create a class for that. Let's say the class name is refer current object. So this is a class, and here let us give some class members. Let's say one of the member is ID, which is integer, another one is, let me just put it, and another one is name, which is string. Okay, fine. So now let's create a parameterized constructor. How can we create a parameterized constructor? This is what the class name, and yes, I can provide the parameter. Let us use the same parameter as integer ID, same variable name and string name. So I passed the same variable name over here. Fine. So as it is a parameterized constructor, we are going to initialize the class members. So here I need to access this ID by using the parameter. So how can I access the current class variable? This dot. So let's say it is this. Okay, say this dot ID equal to ID. Now let's say it is this dot name equal to name. Otherwise during compilation it will take null data in ID as well as in name if we will not use this, because the parameter variable is also similar to the class members over here. That is the reason we are telling this dot ID means this dot ID equal to ID means the current class instance, it will refer to the current class instance, and this ID is this ID, and the current class instance again, and the ID will be, name will be that second member. Okay, so now how can I use this? Let me create one more method. Let's say public void this test, and this is a method, so we should use like this. And what is the job of the method? Just we need to print the, this is a pseudo code again, print the ID and name. So I am using nm. Fine. So let's say I need to do it in Eclipse. So I am just commenting This is for your reference. This is the job of the method. So after defining the method, let us close the class. So main class has been closed. Now let us create a class test this, and this is what the main class, where the main method must be written, and we have to call the method which has been defined in the other class. So how can we call the method? We need to create the object for that class. So what is the object, or what is the class name? Refer current object. So let me use over here refer current object RFO equal to new, this one. It is done now. Okay, so when we will initialize, we need to take care of the parameterized constructor, because we have used the parameterized constructor over here, where integer id and string name has been mentioned. So for that, what we need to do is, we need to again come back to the place where we instantiated the class. So the first parameter is integer, let us say id is 111 and the name is, let's say, test1. And similarly, second object I will just tell, I'm just copying, and let us say RFO1, and this is 112 and this is test2, because those are the mentioned constructor was the parameterized constructor. So when we will instantiate the constructor, we need to place the value. Now this value must be utilized. So where exactly it will get utilized? In the method which we created over here. So what is the job of this method? To print the id and name. So how can we print the id and name? SOP, just we need to print id plus name. So this is what we need to do. And somewhere we need to call the method. So what is the method over here? This test. How can we call this test? By using the object again. So to call this test, I want to use 111 and test1 values. So I need to call like RFO dot this test. My job is done. Then I need to use RFO, sorry, small r. Just ignore those mistakes, because I am considering this as the steps or pseudocode. So RFO dot this RFO1 dot this test. So now if I will call by using RFO1, it will take the second value 112 and test2. So we will quickly enter into Eclipse and execute the code and check whether it is working as per our expectation or not. Before creating the class, let me take the inputs from here. Let us check what is the main class over here. This test, this is the main class. Test, this is the main class. And so let me just use one main class. Test this. This is the main class. And Okay, so now let me just delete this. Fine, let us save it. Okay, now let us go up. Fine, let us create the class called refer current object. What is the job of the class? To define two class members and one parameterized constructor. Integer ID, string name, and one parameterized constructor where same variable we are passing as parameter, integer ID, string name, and when we are giving the parameters we have to mention like this dot id equal to id, sorry, this dot name, so it is referring to current class object, is equal to name. Fine, so my constructor job is done, my parameterized constructor job is done. Now the second step is we need to create one method where we need to print id and name. So the method name should be this test. So let's say public void this test. This is a method, so I will keep it like this, and the job of the method is to print the id and name. So sys out, I can say id and name. So what we need to do, id plus name, done. This is also done. Okay, fine. So okay, so now we need to provide the values for id and name. So how can we provide the values for id and name? As we can able to see, id and name are the part of the constructor. When we will instantiate the class, we can give the value as it is a parameterized constructor. So to instantiate the class, we need to create a main class. So the name of the main class is, let me just come down a little bit, test this. So I am just referring that document because it will be more clear for you. So this is test this. Now this is another one class. Now string array, this is a main method, and one sec. Let me already defined, so let me just say this test 1. Okay, test this. Okay, so let me just check, maybe the class is wrong. Okay, we have a main method over here, no need to create another one, very sorry for that. So I'll just utilize the first main method. So test this we have created already, and here let us say I'll create the object for the class refer current object, because the constructor is mentioned for refer current object. So I need to instantiate the class refer current object s1 equal to new refer current object. It is a parameterized constructor, so I am giving some value. Done. Now, sorry, yes, okay. So again I will give another one value. Now again I am giving some other value. Sorry. Done. So now this is what the second object. Fine. So what I will do with this objects, I want to call the method available over here. So when I'll call the method, it should print the value of ID and name. So what is the method name? This test. How can we call s1 dot this test? So here it is, somewhere it will be, yeah, this test. Now for the second set of value, again I need to call. So my job is done. Again let us understand the code completely. So what we did in the main class, we are creating the object for the independent class and passing the value for the parameterized constructor. Two sets of values we passed, and we called one method. So where exactly the method has been defined? The method has been defined in the independent class. The class name is refer current object, where members are ID and name, and we had a parameterized constructor, we defined it already, and in here to access the current objects we are using this dot id, because the object name and the variable name is same. So to reduce the conflicts, we have to use this dot id equal to id, this dot name equal to name. So now what is the job of the method? Just to print the id and name. For passing the id and name, the values, we need to instantiate the class. While instantiating the class, we can pass the values as it is, like here you can see the first set of value one integer and one name, second set of value one integer one name, as many as values you can pass, and you need to use multiple objects to call the method. So what will be the output if you are using s1 object? 1 1 1 3, and what will be the output when you will use s2 object? 1 2 2, and the output is Mishra. Yes. So now I think it is clear for everyone the usage of this for accessing the current object, current class object. So let us execute it and check whether it is working as per our expectation or not. Yes, it is working fine. You can able to see for the first object it is taking 1 1 1 and Gayatri, for the second object 1 2 2 and Mishra. Fine. So thank you for watching the video. Happy learning.